correcting entry. Yeah, you have the incorrect entry. You have to put through the correct entry and a correcting entry. So what do we mean by incorrect entry? We mean we have done a wrong debit and a wrong credit. What do I mean by a correct entry? Means what I should have done. And correcting entry means how do I fix it? You understand? Is this clear or not clear? All right, so please, let's see how well you go with this.
When the customer paid the remaining balance.
28 rồi chấp 4.
On account, on credit. Cash. Service. Lãnh đạo gì? 50k. Mà mày tự y như con người học sơ bài. Chuyên gia luôn. Để service. Học sơ bài. Service. Mày là sau khi fix mẹ rồi bên đâu đó.
Right, 2 more minutes.
Cái này không thể nào revenue được, tại vì nó là on account, cho nên là cái này nó sai. Correcting entry là sai. Nếu này đã correct, còn correcting nó là sai. Cash chưa đúng. Nếu chưa đúng vậy sau đây hãy đếm sửa luôn đi.
All right, anybody want to tell me what should have been the correct entry?
Service revenues.
Account receivable and cash, right? So what should I have done? I should have debit cash and credit account receivable. Right? So how do I fix it? So what is wrong? What's wrong in the top one and what's right in the second one?
Service revenue.
Right? So the only thing I need to do is debit service revenue and credit account receivable. With me, is this clear? Processing, very good. I like that word, processing. Sorry, who has understood this? Please put your hands up.
So why don't we combine the two steps?
Why don't we combine the 2 steps? Because you can do it in 2 steps. This is one way to do it. The other way to do it is you reverse the incorrect entry and put through the correct entry. Yeah, so this is a shortcut. You just look for where the mistake is and you fix the account with the mistake. So here you have credit your service revenue when you should have credit your account receivable. So how do I fix it? I debit my service revenue and credit my account receivable. Another way to have done this is I cancel this, and I put the right entry. You understand what I mean? It's the same. So sometimes you can use logic. Yeah? The logic is, you know you made a mistake, so you cancel this.
Tức là
So how do you cancel this? You
Cái này
do
nó
the
sai này.
opposite.
cái này nó
And
sẽ
then
như thế
you
này,
put through the
cái này nó sẽ
correct
như thế
entry.
này.
Are you clear?
Hai cái này đều sai.
Is this clear or not clear?
Thế ạ.
Alright, good. So this is an example of using the incorrect account. Yeah, you use the incorrect account. Let's try this one.
Cost.
Phải lên chơi.
Payable credit.
Receivable.
Purchase on account mà. Tức là nó bỏ tiền nó mua mà nhỉ?
Cái section version possibility. Payable là 150. Payable cái là debit chứ.
Cái này á là 450 nhưng cái này nó đều 45. Mỗi cái này nó thiếu một số không thôi. Còn bởi vì nó bỏ tiền ra để mua equipment thì nó sẽ là debit equipment và nó sẽ trả tiền trong tương lai thì nó sẽ là account payable trong tương lai. Nó sai số không à.
Cái gì?
Sao bộ
À. Ủa. Không, nói quá.
nó từ cái này à
Cái này ở trên.
cái không cái dòng này
Phải trước cái này.
cái mục này á nhân lúc nãy thầy nói là how do I fix
Thì nó phải ở trên. Đi từ trên xuống với. Phải cộng vô á.
thì cái này là sai, cái này là đúng, còn cái này là làm thế nào để biến cái này thành cái này thế thôi. Đúng mà biết ghê á.
Cái gì vậy?
Tức ghê.
Applies to correct the error. Okay, so this is an example of incorrect account. This one, if you can do this, I think you are considered to be quite good at accounting. So let's see how many of you get this right.
Nothing.
Definitely not me. Holy.
If you get this right, I would recommend you be an accountant.
If not,
If not, you can just continue improving. Everybody can be an accountant.
okay. Tới đây thì hiểu. Không, nhưng mà số việc revenue nó phải ở đây là đúng rồi mà.
Thì revenue nó là debit đúng.
Nó nhỏ là được giảm cái volume. Thì hai cái này tao hiểu nè. Nhưng mà tao thiếu hiểu. Nhưng mà bố mày nói on account là liability.
On account nó tương đương với on credit.
Mà chị không hiểu tại sao cái này là cái này thôi đúng không?
Vì sao cái này nó nằm ở bên credit?
Ủa thì on
Bởi vì
account.
on account nó là receivable này thì nó là
Reddit.
nhận tương lai.
Nó là Reddit. On account là on account là
Mình chưa nhận được. Nó on account nó sẽ xếp vào cái receivable này.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so what unit is supplies but not account payable?
That's because you are supposed to have paid for an expense, and it's a cash payment, right? But what you did was you debit the wrong expense account. Yeah, you used the supplies expense account instead of the salaries and wage expense account.
Can you please
You see it? Okay, so what I did was I was supposed to have paid for my salaries and wages, but my staff put it into the wrong expense account. Instead of putting it in the salaries account, it went to the supplies account. So I need to fix it. So how do I fix it? I have to reverse the entry from the supplies account and put it in the right account. Right? Cancel the wrong account and put it into the right account. Is it clear now? All right, I'm going to give you one more minute. This is the defining moment. You get this? I think you're in very good hands. Otherwise, it's not the end of the world.
On account là ông ready. Ready thì nó làm đây.
Không phải lúc nào on credit nó cũng ở bên credit.
Chứ on Reddit nó bên Reddit nãy giờ nó vậy mà đâu phát. Nè, on account nè.
Right, I have a pen here. Who wants to try and put it on the board? Who wants to practice to be a teacher of the future? So you want to try? You want to try, Quinn? No? Miss New, you want to try? No? Nobody wants to be a teacher? Nobody wants to start practice? Miss Chu? Miss Nguyen? Good. Don't worry, you will get your chance. Good try, but that's unfortunately is not correct. Miss B1 and B2, you want to try? Mr. Tan, you want to try? See, I think everybody is going down like this, so you don't want to get called up. Come on, come on. Okay, let me improve the offer. I got 10,000 dong here, okay? It's too low? Put more zero? Okay, put one more. There's more zeros there. Come on, come on. Yes, Gwen, that's the spirit. Got the answer, right?
No, not
You
yet.
know, Mr. Kwan? Miss Quinn, you want to
Có
try?
đáp án rồi, nhìn đi giống người biết đâu.
Mình phải hiểu.
Joe, you want to try? Yes, I think you have some confidence. Miss E? No? Miss Mom, you want to try? Come on. Vietnamese are not shy. Come on. Miss Gray, you want to try? No? Yes, Miss Wynn, you want to try? Yeah, you want to try? All right, let's do it.
Tôi lấy cái không thường không thường là lấy cái thường
Yeah, you win, you get it. Yes, of course. It's a challenge, right? So you win, you get it. Simple. I'm sorry, my money is still safe. Come on, mister, I think you look... Okay.
Cái gì nó lắc lắc kêu kêu vậy?
Cái giống cái cặp tao á.
Mr. Kwan?
Tao nghĩ cái này nó phải nhầm một bên nữa.
You want to try?
Tao nghĩ cái revenue này nó phải ở đây là đúng rồi này.
Không, chuyển cái này sang đây và hai cái này sang đây.
Ủa làm sao revenue với cash nó lại nằm ở bên trên? Đi.
Bởi vì chị đã nhận được đâu. Nó chưa nhận được, tức là nó không ở set.
nó khó nên thầy mới hỏi nếu mà nó bình thường nếu mà nói thì nó rất bình thường đúng không? Mình nghĩ thầy 20 của thầy dễ ăn đấy.
Đó, nó như tao.
Sorry, Mr. Ken, my money is still safe. All right.
Xóa sạch hết.
What should we say? Colin, right? Colin.
Hả?
Is this supposed to be credit?
Yeah.
But how can the debit and credit don't equal? So how can they be select? Oh, come on. Yes, very good. Come. Is that Miss Như? All right.
Hiểu vì sao nó như thế.
I hope this doesn't have to go back into my wallet.
Ủa nó xóa hết luôn rồi. Chừng xấu quá chịu không nổi. Ghét xóa.
No, it's okay.
Chỉ còn lấy cái
Tự nhiên.
chỉ form thôi.
Form
Còn có đúng hay không thì chưa biết. Nó chỉ là form
có
thôi.
thể thử form cho tao không nghĩ nó vừa làm
That is right. Very good. Excellent. There you go. There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good. Very good. That is the right answer. Okay, so I think she has got very high potential. Please consider. Okay, so is this clear?
đâu.
It's not clear. All right, now let's start. Okay, let's start with what I should have done. All right? What I should have done is I know I collected from a client on account. That means I should have debit, cash, and credit account receivable for 3,000. Right? But what did I do? Okay, so I'm going to add here incorrect. What did I do incorrect? The incorrect entry was I debit cash and credit service revenue of 200. Yeah, this is what I did.
Thế đấy. Đúng rồi.
Clear or not clear?
clear.
This is
Bye-bye,
what I
bye-bye.
did. This is what I should have done. So, how do I fix it? I know I need to credit. I need to debit because this is incorrect, and I need to add another 2,800. Miss Neil, you want to consider to be accountant, right? Is this clear or not clear? All right, good. So that's it. Well done. Well done, Miss Neil. Okay, so what about this one?
Another 20.
I'm going to start with
The green one.
Thế con lại
This is the chess.
Miss V. Hi, Chuk. Come. Come on, this is too easy. This is actually not worth high Chuk, but since I did it, it's okay.
lên đi con.
Come on. This is too easy for you, V.
Dùng đất hay nhau luôn.
It's very easy. Are you shy? My God, this is a giveaway. This is free. That's throwing money away. You want to try this now? Yeah, Miss Ha is coming. Okay, very good. You
Này
coming?
độ 8, 680, 860.
Chào 860. Chào 860. Còn mấy cái 860 mới là đúng rồi, 860 với 860.
Thì đầu tiên mình sẽ debit supply.
Yeah, try another color.
Supply.
Thì mình có 3 bước thấy rồi mình biết được đó là cái hả
Cái kỳ lộn gì thôi.
mày
6, 680.
Supply.
không hẳn là phải theo quy tắc sẵn.
To have certain qualities to qualify as information. So obviously the most important concept here is relevance. Yeah, relevant means it must be useful to help me make a decision. It must be useful. Yeah, it must be able to provide information that is both predictive or confirmatory. What the hell does that mean? Predictive means what is the likely value in the future, and confirmatory means what's the value right now. I know it. Yeah, the value is certain, and of course I must consider materiality. So just take this example. My accountant made a mistake. Instead of recording 860, they only recorded 850. Now, if my annual profit is $1 million, does it make a difference that I made a mistake of $10 in my expense?
Not really big.
So it's not material. But instead of recording 86,000, you go and record 860. Is that material or not?
Yes.
You see what I mean? So materiality is the size of the number. If you record a smaller number than it should have been, you are actually understating your expenses or overstating your income. So materiality depends on the size of the item. Okay, and many people who work as auditors, their job is to check whether the accounting is done correctly and whether any error or any misstatement is material or not material. If it's material, they will make a change. Okay, so that's what relevance means. Faithful representation means I am telling you something that is complete, neutral, and free from error. I am telling you this information is free from error. It means I'm faithfully telling you what I've given you is the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth. So please help me, God. You know what I mean? So it's complete, right? It's complete, neutral, and free from error. And then these are some of what we call enhancing qualities. So we call it C, V, U, C, T. Right? C here stands for comparability, verifiability, understandability, consistency, and timely. So we want financial information to have all these 5 enhancing qualities. I will send you the slide. You can determine what they are and figure it out yourself. Okay, I'm not going to go through, but comparability simply means information in one period can be compared to another period because they are prepared using the same principles, policies, and methods. Verifiable means when I record something, I can check. Is it the right number or just a number I plucked from the sky? You know what I mean? It is a real number. Understandability means, hey, somebody's got to understand accounting. You can only ask me an intelligent question if you have enough knowledge. Yeah, so it's understandability. Consistency meaning I must make sure I follow the same principles and methods. We're going to learn about some other accounting methods in the future classes, but I must follow the same principles and methods from one period to the other. And today we learned about timely, meaning what? I record transactions in the correct time period. No tumlum tumla method. You know, it's got to be right in the correct time period. If it's a July transaction, I must record in July, not in September. You know, so timely. So these are enhancing qualities. And then all these assumptions are already there from what you learned in chapter 1. I'm not going to go through them again. Okay, these are assumptions which are already covered in chapter 1. I'm not going to go through. Okay, and then measurement, again, I'm not going to go through this because it's already covered. We focus on historical cost. In the future, when companies adopt IFRS, IFRS means universally all companies follow one set of standard. In the future standard, they'll be allowed to make change to the historical cost. But for now, for the purposes of this course, we just focus on historical cost only. Okay? And then we learned about these recognition principles today. Don't worry about full disclosure. You know about revenue recognition and expense recognition. Just focus on these two only. Alright? The next part is worksheet. I'm sure for this course, when you do your group assignment, you're going to have to do it in Excel. So I don't need to teach you how to do Excel. If you don't already know how to use Excel, please use this course as an opportunity to improve your Excel skills. But doing accounting on Excel is a good way to make it look presentable, look better. So many people use a worksheet to populate, tabulate, summarize, and present information. So this is a worksheet. You can put down your trial balance, adjustment, adjusted trial balance, income statement, and balance sheet to look something like what you see here. Alright, so it looks very, very nice, looks very neat, better than your handwriting, right? So this is what, when you do your group assignment, you'll be expected to do something like this, but in your exam, we'll give you a worksheet like this, and you need to fill in the information. You understand? So in your exam, you don't need to draw lines. We'll give you the worksheet. You just need to fill in something like what you see here. Okay? So what we did today is adjusting entries. So you can see that alphabet to tell you debit and credit. Yeah? Debit and credit. So there will be a pair of every adjusting entry, from which you will get an adjusted trial balance, which you will use to transfer to the income statement or the balance sheet. So the key here is in chapter 1 and chapter 2, I told you the net income from your income statement is transferred to your owner equity statement, which is transferred to your balance sheet. That's exactly what you see here. When your income, when you have a net income, it gets transferred to your balance sheet as what you will see here. Your net income is transferred to your balance sheet on the credit side. Okay, so you need to go back, you need to review this, and you need to understand. Alright, you need to understand how to understand the worksheet. Yeah, if you don't understand the worksheet, you're not going to be able to prepare one in your test or exams. So please pay some attention to understand. So if you have a net income, you can see your net income will appear on the expense side in balance, and it will transfer to your balance sheet in your capital account. Okay, so you please make sure you familiarize yourself with the worksheet, and then we need to move on. So you can see here in our accounts, you now know we have 6 types of accounts. We have asset, liability, capital, drawing, revenue, and expense. Now, all of you are not color blind. What color is this? Red. So from today onwards, red means temporary account. R is revenue, E is expense, D is drawing, red. Yeah? So when you think of the color red, you know that it is temporary accounts. Which are your temporary accounts? Your red. Yeah? Why do I call it temporary? I call it temporary because at the end of the financial period, I want to make all these accounts to have 0 balance. How do I do that? I do that by transferring it to the capital account. You understand what I mean? I transfer the balance in the revenue account, the expense account, to the capital account, and this is how I do it. Okay, I have do it in 4 steps. First step is I close all my revenues to the income summary. Step 2, I close the expense, the income summary. step 3, I close the income summary to the owner's capital. And step 4, I close the drawing to the owner's capital. So this account, and this account are temporary accounts. And this is also a temporary account. And then it all transferred to the permanent. So you need to look at this one, and this one here is with number. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. Please look at it. It is also available on your chapter 4, the same slide. I don't know what the slide number. So if you have your slide deck, please come to this slide. I'm going to give you 1 minute.
Mày phải nhớ mấy số này mã của nó đấy. Chết rồi. 7/1 là cái gì? 7/1 đây. 400 này đi.
Như của Việt Nam thì 1/1 là tiền, 1 là nội tệ, 1/2 là sao?
1/1 là
Depreciation is one.
729.
Không, mấy cái này mình chưa học đâu. Kick your ass.
Mình thầy bảo debit credit cái đó thì mày họ thầy họ tao
Cái này
đấy này
từ
ghi lại cái tên đó.
Đây, nó sẽ lôi từ cái sao đó quá. Nó lôi từ đây ra này. Nó lôi từ đây này.
Về nhá.
Đọc tiền không chứ?
Ừ.
Không.
Trưa này phải đọc nếu kịp. Đóng sợ chị
Đi đóng đi.
tao ước tiền chưa đóng tiền kỳ phòng không sao.
Alright, so I'm going to show you on this how to understand this. Okay, you know from, or you should know from the last chapter. Okay, we have RED accounts. Your revenue is always having a credit balance. Your expense is always having a debit balance, and your drawing is also having a debit. Okay, so all I want to do is, if I want to make these accounts equal 0, yeah, I want to make these accounts equal 0 means I need to debit my revenue account, credit my expense account, and credit my drawing account. Now look at the revenue account. Revenue account, I have a debit. Expense account, I have a credit. And what am I doing? I'm transferring them to the income summary. So I will debit to make it 0, but I'm transferring it to an account by crediting income summary. I am crediting my expense account to make it 0 and debiting my income summary. You see what I mean? So now all my revenue sits on the left side, on the right side of income summary, and all my expense sits on the left side of the income summary, and the difference between them I transfer to my owner's capital account because the difference is my net income. Yeah, the difference is my net income, which I'm transferring from my income summary to my owner's capital account. And the drawing account is I just simply debit my owner's capital. Okay, so this is step 1. This is step 2, and in between I have a step 3. So I'm going to just put it down here. I'm going to debit income summary and credit owner's capital. So this is number 3, and this is number 4. So these are the 4 steps in closing entries. So why do I call it closing entries? Because I want to close all my red accounts and transfer them to my owner's capital account. Now somebody may ask me, or should ask me, a very intelligent question. Why do I need to go and put it here? I can straight away put it all in here. Am I right? I don't need to have this extra account. I just transfer everything to owner's capital. The simple answer is you can do that, but most accounting systems are designed to follow this way. Okay, so we just follow and create an extra step, which is income summary account. Okay, so it's red plus income summary are your temporary accounts. Okay? Clear or not clear? Okay, so you need to understand what is the meaning of closing entries. Closing entries simply means all your red account will become zero at the end of the financial period. That's why it's temporary. What's the meaning of temporary? It is not permanent. Right? So if I did my closing entries correctly, at the end of the day, all my temporary accounts will already be transferred to my owner's capital. So I won't have revenue account, I won't have expense account, and I will not have drawing account anymore in my trial balance, because they've all been transferred to owner's capital. You understand what I mean? All the balance. It doesn't mean the balances are thrown away. It simply means all those balances have now been transferred to